Hi, welcome to the next edition of Watching the Standard Meta. We got a little bit of a shakeup in the meta, but not too much, where I think the meta has completely been altered for Standard. I have 3 decks to talk about, not as much spiciness coming around in the format in the first week. So overall, we're going to talk about a little bit of adjustments in the meta, and like I said, I have 3 decks to talk about. Pioneer is a lot of spice going on. Standard, not so much. It seems like it's pretty stagnant. There's one deck that came into the meta, but other than that, it seems like it's just kind of the same seas. So let's get into the meta first and see the 3 deck list. So, of course, Spellslingers is a deck that's kind of just coming over. It's probably just because it's the new hotness over something like Red Deck Wins or even like Gruul Aggro. Like it's taking up meta shares from those particular players. And it is playing the new card where it makes a 1/1 monk that can get the little art equipment on it to give it haste. It's a pretty decent card, but overall, like Pixie's coming down, Jeskai Oculus is coming up. There's a few, I think I picked up a few cards, but not too much. And then Jeskai Control, of course, is the new dragon-based control shell. So I think this deck is okay as well. I don't think it's like nothing to sneeze home at. Like I kind of obliterated this deck with one of the decks I have to talk about today later. 2 times I just wiped this deck off the face of the earth. Um, Demir midrange going down. Omniscience kind of like moving up and then down, a little bit of a up and down situation. So where like they don't expect it, you bring it in. It kind of like Lotus Field, they could just take over a tournament. But once they sideboard for it, it goes down. And then people don't see it for like a week or two, and then it comes back. So it kind of does that kind of thing. But other than that, like Zur, I guess Domain's coming down. It seems more like the people in Standard are playing less and less of the cards are about ready to rotate. It's something I kind of noticed. Swift Spear's in this deck here, and maybe you could, I don't know about this actually being in the deck because it seems very old. But for the most part, yeah, like it's like they're cutting a lot of the old cards out of the deck and making room for more cards that are going to be good post rotation. But let's get into the 3 deck list and discuss. So the deck I played for a video coming up in a few weeks is this Selesnya Control Shell. This deck absolutely destroys control. Jeskai Control because it has the Up to Beanstalk. It has the Elspeth and Talent. Talent seems absolutely amazing with the Overlord to make copies of lands, which is very, very hard to interact with. Unlike normal tokens you do with this to get the card draw, like they can just answer the token you target. But it makes it a lot harder if you're targeting a land. Plus, make double lands is kind of based. We have White Overlord as well for a backup win con or additional win con. We have Authority for aggro, Smite for aggro, Reclamation as a nice way to hit on artifacts and enchantments, Graveyard Hate, Pixie Hate, Control Hate, Planeswalker Hate most likely, and then Basis Aggro Hate. And that is Selesnya Control. We've got 2 more decks to talk about. Let's get into it. Slightly modified version, like kind of like Selesnya going on here. We have Gear Hulk with, of course, Cage. And we have a bunch of 1 of tutor targets that are 1 drop, like Pixie to pick up the Gear Hulk again. We have a traditional stock Cage deck. The issue with the deck is it does pick up Behemoth, which is a new card. Works quite well with Cage, but this deck doesn't really add any flair, right? This is not a flary-ish deck. It just kind of does what it does. Some people said the gameplay is actually kind of boring, but Elspeth is a nice pickup here. Sideboard, we have a couple Ghosts for aggro. We have Split Up for aggro. Interrupter, nice way to hate against control. As a nice little tempo play. We have Legion Baloth, nice hits against Pixie. We have a Artifact Enchantment Hate, Graveyard Hate, and that is Cage. We have 1 more deck to talk about. Let's get into it. So next on my list is this Reanimation Shell Rakdos. The new card I picked up is Light Chaser. Light Shatterer, I should say. And that paired with FOMO are nice ways to make sure you get your Zombify on turn 4. So that's really sweet. You have Vitali, you have Valgavoth, and you have a Trox as your reanimation targets. You have a Braid and Torch for removal, plus Better Triumph. You have a Liliana, nice way to make your discard your top end so you can reanimate it. And Faithful is your backup reanimation spell. Belmerk is a pretty solid card as well to have in the deck. Sideboard, we have a couple cutdowns for aggro, Duress for control, stuff like that. Pyroclasm for aggro. Preacher for graveyard hate strategy. It's a nice backup way to win. Chandra, nice alternative way to win the game that also fills your yard up for Zombify, Shieldred, pretty good against control and stuff like that. We have Graveyard Hate as well. And more aggro hate, I guess, was one more sweeper with Brotherhood End. And that's kind of all I have to talk about today. Standard, not very spicy. But if you want to see spicy, go check out the Pioneer video. I'm recording that next. And hope you guys have a great rest of your day. And I'll talk to you guys next time.